All right, here we go. Good afternoon. This is Neil with Simpler Futures, and it is Thursday. And what's today? July the 20th. So we'll be headed into Friday end of week tomorrow. And the idea here for tonight is to figure out how we want to approach that. So let's see. Here's what I got for you on that note. This is a daily chart, and what I've done here is pulled a fib from yesterday's high to today's low. Finally got a little bit of selling, but notice this. I mean, this was very methodical, really, and just kind of normal. One, the range was well within norm. It wasn't anything expansive or anything like that. And two, yesterday's throw over top excess with a weak finish had a breach today that allowed this thing to kind of sit down a little bit. But all it did, I'd be looking for more, as I mentioned, but all it did was come back in and touch off on, what is that? So, I don't know, whatever, the other day, whatever this is, Tuesday or something, Wednesday, Monday, I don't know, the high at 65, and then this high at 60. And so you see how it goes up and it ticks, gives up on wicks. Next day it just blazes through. So all it's done is come back and repaired this little, this quick trip of this blazing price action through these wicks. It's just come back and touched off. It's got one more yet still really to do, and that's at 52, right? And then the big up days low would be another target at 45. You get into the body of these three right here at about 45, I don't know, 35. There's a bunch of levels for it to just tick through on the way down. Just go down, sit and touch, bounce off of, like it did today. Went down, touched off on 65 and 60, and then bounced up into the close, right? So if it's gonna, I got a plan for you, don't worry. But if it's gonna tick back down through this stuff again, tomorrow, then one would need a line in the sand over under, which I think I've got figured out. That number is 77. That's your over under for tomorrow. That was today's ending VWAP, and if you pull a fib from the high of the move today or yesterday from the low of the move today, then the 236 is 45.69, the 382 is 45.77, and so to me that is it. That's your over/under, right, for tomorrow. And it reaches up and touches off on 77 and starts to roll. That's bearish, fail. What are you targeting? Well, then now I want to switch gears and figure out. So that's the reason for the over/under. Now we'll switch gears and figure out okay, what do we want to target? So I would go from down here to the top, and we would target the 382 up in terms of pulling back from the uptick, and that is also the 8 EMA or 9 EMA or whatever you use. This is like an 8 EMA, and that is 45.33. So there's my target. 77 is the over under. 33 is your target. If and that's the way I'd be looking. But hey, what do I know? Maybe it goes up, right? Goes through 77, it's on the way back up. Target what is it? 46.15 is the number. 46.15. That's the target on the top. And maybe you get to target 46.20 or something also. I don't know, but 46.15 would be my focus. If it's above 45.77, then I'm looking into the 46s, and that's 46.15. If it reaches up and touches off on that and fails, and it's trying lower, then that's the way I like it, and I'm targeting 45.33. That's it. That's what I got. That's the reason. That's the target. That's the over/under. That's the everything for plan for how to look at this stuff tomorrow, Friday, July, whatever that is, 21st. Hope it helps. Good trade. I see. Oh, wheat's working. Wheat's fine. The crude has been a good trade. I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff going on. We got going on in the trade room. So if you're not a member of the trade room, you ought to come check us out. We got a few pretty wild active trades on in both energy and agriculture and all kind of stuff. But outside of that, here's a little plan for equities tomorrow. Take care. Good trade.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me